Greetings, fellow Romans. The world as we know it is on fire. The entirety of Europe, the known world, even, the part that matters, is engulfed in a war the likes of which it has never seen. Neither the Crusades nor any other war has ever been as large as this one. We now have an opportunity and a right to take part in this conflict, to help our Austrian brethren. While before, the men of Germania were our enemies, now they stand with us. We may never accomplish what Caesar could not. However, if we stand beside our Austrian brethren in this conflict, we may establish the dominance of a religion that favors us more so than the rise of this new Protestant religion, which throws aside the age-old traditions and ideas that we have crafted for so many years. Which makes it all the stranger that the Muscovite Tsardom has engaged us in this conflict, perhaps spurred by their anger of the Teutonic Order and the Austro-Hungarian alliance. But we are not alone. The Castilian Aragonese Empire has decided to join us as well in this massive cataclysm. In the meantime, however, though we support this openly on the surface, currently we are seeking to regain some of our land from the dirty Venetians who have stolen it from us. And as a result, we're going to make a bid. We're going to go for Venice. But also, we're going to take a holding which has rightfully belonged to us for quite some time, I would say. And that province is Corfu. Alright, we've got some things to worry about here. We are a little bit concerned, I would say, that we might get our stack attacked here by some of this massive group of people. If we look at the total numbers, we have 40,000 more cavalry, 20,000 more artillery, and 30,000 more infantry. Numerically, we are winning this conflict. However, tactically and strategically, the situation may be a little bit different than what the numbers are saying. We'll see what happens as time passes, of course. We got some small Venetian stacks running about in the countryside. We'll see what they do. We're going to try to stop them, of course. Alright. Let's get all the men to Corfu. This leader has no siege, so we're just going to move like half the army on there. Try to take less attrition. It's a bad habit, I admit it. I'm trying to stop. But anyway, the church is a large landowner, and this has brought a great deal of wealth to the church. The non-possessors claim that the church is being corrupted by this great wealth. Their opponents argue that the church needs this wealth to carry out its holy mission. The key thing is the church isn't really a big taxpayer. If it was forced to give its land away, it would move into the hands of people we can tax. The downside would be the church would have less wealth to perform its mission. So we can gain patriarch authority, or lose patriarch authority and lose inflation. We're currently at 4.6 inflation, but considering we make like 18 ducats a month, despite being at like our force limit, I think we're just going to support the patriarch authority. We're at 70% right now. It's incredible. Alright, Byzantium has occupied Corfu. Good news, everyone. And we're not going to forget this time. No, sir. Now, we're going to try to limit what we actually take in this war, because if we get too much aggressive expansion, it's going to be impossible for us to take land from the Papal State. Alright, we've stack wiped a small Venetian stack. This is good. What a war. What a crazy war. It looks like we're currently at 2% war score, which is good. Let's see, we need to have 10% of war score from battles in order to actually get a ticking war score here. Excuse me. Alright, Byzantium has occupied Hum. This is excellent news. Let's see, anything else around here we could take? Not really. Alright, we're going to move this army closer. We're going to move it to Istria. just to keep it close by in case something happens where one of the armies of this League War come to attack us, as it were. Now, I believe Savoy is in this war as well, but Savoy is also in the League War, I think. Actually, they're defending against Wallachia as well. Savoy is not actually in the League War, which is interesting. Has a lot of implications. Alright, Siege of Treviso is over. We're going to go stack wipe the Venetians, besiege Venice for the first time in probably history. Bohemia has entered a military alliance with Aachen. Okay, sure. Alright, let's convert Kuban. We do have some rebels to worry about here, so... However, Venezia is currently besieged. We're getting the full siege bonus from the amount of artillery that we've got. Plenty of supply limit here. We're only taking 0.7% attrition, thanks to our defensive ideas. Let's see, we have currently 700 ducats to work with, so let's build another manufactory somewhere. Now, some people were kind of against these just because they're not immediately efficient, as it were. However, the thing is, production efficiency goes up over time, and more to the point, for every point of development that you put into a province that has a manufactory, the returns are absolutely insane on the amount of diplo points you spend per the amount of money that you actually get out of it. We could train 4 more troops, but as I said, we're making just absurd amounts of money, despite only having like 700 development. Let's see, we could make Karaman into a state. Would give us 0.6 more ducats per month. Let's go ahead and do that and core all 3 of the provinces in the region. Let's see, there's this other region here we could turn into a core as well. It would give us a little bit, but not a lot of money to work with. Now, I think what we might do here... Actually, okay, so what I was going to do is try to take everything from Genoa in the peace deal. What I think I'm going to end up doing instead is separate piecing Venice, taking a lot of their money, taking back Corfu, maybe taking one of these, you know, Balkan provinces. Alright, the Siege of Venezia is over. That apparently didn't increase our war score. Okay, nope, we're at 99 now. Okay, let's try to save our fleet some pain here. We're going to take Dalmatia. That's 7 aggressive expansion. How much would Hum be? It'd be like 13, so it'd be like 19 aggressive expansion with some countries. I think this is what we're going to end up doing. What we could do instead, of course, is take one of these crazy Italian provinces, but the amount of aggressive expansion we would actually get from that is pretty absurd, and like I said, we're going to be attacking the Papal State presumably once this war is over. Perhaps even before the League War ends. So we're going to take Hum. It's probably Hum. Might be Hum, either way. And then we're going to make Venice pay us 826 ducats as well. So, thanks for the money. Yeah, they're not our rivals, so we couldn't have humiliated them. That would have been something else to consider as well. Doesn't look like... The Genoese are very close to accepting annexation. But we actually want to give this province to Theodoro, because we want to expand Theodoro, and specifically, we want to use them to attack Wallachia once the opportunity presents itself. So we're actually going to start building a spy network in Wallachia for the sole purpose of taking their land. Unfortunately for us, all of their land has increased coring costs, which means if we try to annex Theodoro, as it were, things might get a little bit dicey for us in terms of the amount of diplo points we're actually spending. But better diplo than admin, right? Let's start coring one of these provinces. We can get Triumph for Greece, finally. With the reconquest of Greece, we can honor the victorious soldiers and generals with a triumphant march to the capital, a tradition that dates back to the earliest days of Rome. While defunct for many years, our phoenix-like rebirth seems like an apt time to restart it. So this would give us 10 prestige and 25 army tradition. I think we absolutely take this decision right now. Which puts us at 74 army tradition. Gives us 18.6 morale of armies. That is just absolutely absurd, isn't it? Alright, so that war went pretty well. Looks like the Papal State is in a coalition against Milan. If we were to attack the Papal State today, we would only have to fight... Let's see, Castile would dishonor the alliance, I think, even though they're guaranteed, because they're fighting a war on the same side as the enemy. Except that the Papal State... Oh, they're right, they're fighting a war against us. Okay, so here's the problem. Here's what would happen. So if we attacked the Papal State, if we did not win quickly, and the League War ended. We're actually starting to lose battles, unfortunately. So we may have to actually like intervene, as it were. However, if the League War were to end, either way, Castile would likely be brought in to defend the Papal State. This is obviously unacceptable. By the way, we're currently the world's #1 great power. That is absolutely absurd. Alright, so I've never used... Okay, we're at war. I've never used any of these great power actions, but we could actually force them to break their alliance and things of that nature. So, like Bosnia here. You are not allowed to be allied with... See, we lose 10 prestige, but it breaks their alliance with Austria, which we really want. We could do the same to Wallachia as well. I think we absolutely make them break their alliance with Russia, Muscovy. Let's see, get this army gathered back together. It looks like we have some Muscovites bearing down on our land. We're going to have to go deal with them, I think. It'll also give us a good chance to get some more war score. We are 2 military techs ahead of them. They currently have full defensive, so their morale is going to be acceptable, for sure. We're going to march through the Hungarian countryside. And this army has no general. They're making a dash for it, but we're probably going to be able to kill them. See, they're going to arrive on the 20th. We're also going to arrive on the 20th. And we managed to catch them. So they're taking a -1 because of Hungary's fort. We currently have more morale, same discipline, same tactics. However, we're 2 techs ahead of them, which means that this is likely going to be a stack wipe. They had 3,000 infantry and 10,000 artillery. That's a devastating loss. However, we apparently just lost a massive battle because our war score is now quite low. Which means that the Protestants are actually getting a ticking war score. Now, I couldn't care... Well, I say I couldn't care. The implications of Austria losing the emperorship are pretty severe. You know, if they lose the emperorship, then what's going to happen is that they can't be emperor, which means they're going to be a much weaker ally. However, that also works a little bit in our favor because it also means they're less likely to rival us. So it's a bit of a trade-off. See, we could attempt to protect against Castile. They have an army of 90,000. We could attempt to conquer Samtski. Let's take a mission that gives us a free claim on Armenia, who is still guaranteed by Persia. It's true. Can we force them to break that alliance as well? Armenia has no allies. Never mind. Never mind. Meanwhile, Wallachia, you are... Oh, they wouldn't accept. Oh, because we recently made somebody else break alliance. Okay, interesting. Even then, they still wouldn't accept just because of their trust towards Muscovy, and we don't have a casus belli on them. So, once we get a claim on them, I think we'll be in good shape. Can we end this war with Genoa yet? Looks like they would finally accept. We can take some of their ridiculous amount of money. 260 ducats, sure. Give me all the money. Alright, we can embrace the printing press. Let's do it. Good use of money, I think. Let's go ahead and pick up, finally, Diplotech 13. We're actually getting quite close to picking up Military Tech 15. Now, we're falling behind on admin, in part because our leader, Manuel III, is very terrible at his job. We're going to pick up... Ooh, this is a tough call. Okay, so... Currently we're making 15.12 production income. This guy would not pay for himself entirely, but he would kind of pay for himself. However, the national unrest from the theologian is really hard to pass up, so I think I'm going to go with him after all. Let's also pick up this really important morale of armies advisor as well. We're taking some attrition here in these Polish provinces. See if we can go win some battles for our alliance. Kind of trudging through the swamps and forests here. Right, looks like we've got some people running away, as it were. It would appear that they're terrified of the Roman army, as well they should. Alright, we can core Corfu once we get enough. Arrive on the 19th, be there on the 21st. Sure. Alright, we've started a battle. It looks like the Muscovites are going to reinforce. However, our superior morale and, oh wow, that's really good. Nice. Yeah, our troops are doing pretty well. Oh, there's a 42 stack of Muscovites there. Did not see them coming. However, we are going to reinforce with the rest of our army. This is turning out to be quite a massive battle. See, we could gain 20 army tradition for 198 ducats. We're absolutely going to do that. It's going to raise our max morale by just enough to perhaps make a difference. We may have bitten off a little bit more than we can chew here, though. Especially with this, ooh, Kuban gets missionary failure or 10 heretic regiments. We got to take the missionary strength reduction because... Alright, which means, unfortunately, we have to unappoint this guy. Sucks that it was at 92% and this happened. How long does the modifier last? 5 years. Yeah, let's just go convert somewhere else. Let's convert Corfu. Actually, no, we haven't converted Corfu yet. Right. Crap. Alright, get the missionary back. Convert. Azaraba. There we go. Okay, this is a close battle. This is very close. Looks like we are going to lose, though, just the sheer number of Muscovite troops, unfortunately. We did manage to... actually, we lost more troops, just because there's just so many of them. Goodness. Alright, we are retreating all the way back to Turgoviste. Very unfortunate that we lost all that men, and our manpower is now in the hole. Well, we ended up doing more harm than good there. But, you know, not really our stake. We don't really care that much about the war anyway, do we? Still, a waste of troops is a waste of troops. It makes us weak. Still, it makes you wonder what the rest of the alliance is doing. Doesn't seem like they're doing very well, does it? Yeah. Currently taking war score at the moment in their favor. But it's just because they're all blobbing their troops up like this, right? So even though we have a numerical advantage, just because they're more effectively strategically deployed, they just... Nothing really we can do about this at the moment. Especially since the Bohemians just have so many men. Like, my goodness. At any rate, though, my fellow Byzantines, this is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching us rise and fall a little bit within the scope of the episode. But that being said, we're going to continue this war in the next one, so I'll see you there.